So today I wanted to take you through a couple of things that I like to do for my spine. So one is going to be really obvious, and that's going to be the standard cat-cow, but we're going to break it up into parts. So it's not going to be the regular cat-cow where you're just going up and down, moving your spine. I really want you to connect with the movement and really think about how you're untucking and tucking your tailbone in and out of the movement. In fact, your tailbone is going to be the one that is directing the movement the whole time. So it will be your starting point for both motions. So you're going to get on all fours. Now, nothing's wrong with the standard cat-cow, and standard cat-cow would be here. Your knees are stacked under your hips, your hands are stacked underneath your shoulders. Standard cat-cow is in and out, right? So this is a faster version of it, but you're just going in and out. And that one is great as well. But if you feel like you want to take it up a little bit of a notch, or you just want to try to challenge yourself a little bit more, something that I would love for you to do is practice really moving the motion or the energy up your spine. So going slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. So what I mean by that is on all fours, it would be here, you're pressing the ground away. So you'll first notice my hand is spread open, and I'm pressing against the ground. So it's like I'm pressing the floor away from my body. So you're gonna notice that my tailbone naturally kind of tucks under when I do that. So I'm already actively pushing away from the ground, not aggressively, just like slightly pushing away. I'm gonna tuck my tailbone under, and then I'm gonna let that movement come up my spine all the way into my upper back, and I'm gonna push the ground really away at this point. So I'm really exaggerating how my shoulders are pushing away. I'm also gonna tuck my chin in towards my chest as I do this. Then I'm gonna take the motion, generating it from my hips, untuck that tailbone, let that movement go down my spine, because you can see I'm still pushing the ground away. Come up my spine into my mid and upper back, really untucking that tailbone, squeezing my shoulder blades almost together, and then looking up towards the ceiling. Same thing here, generate that movement. As I'm looking up, I'm already gonna start moving my tailbone in, tucking it, then moving that motion all the way back up, pushing the ground away, tucking my chin. Okay, so untuck, and all the way up. It takes just a little bit more focus to do it this way, but it's really good because you really become aware of how stiff your back can be. You become aware of that with regular cat-cow as well, but this just takes it to a different level, and you really just want to connect with what your spine is doing, and do you have that mobility, especially in your thoracic spine, which leads me into the next movement. There are different ways that you could do this twist, but I will show you the simplest way at first, so it's most accessible. You're still going to be on your hands and knees. You're going to take let's start with our right hand. Right hand is just going to open up, and notice how I'm generating that movement from my torso, and I'm opening up and away from this arm. I'm going to look here. I can take my hand, turn my palm out as well if I want to deepen the stretch a little bit, and let it kind of rest on my hip as I twist and open. All right, and then I would just rotate forward, rotate up and open. Again, I can take that palm, face it away, or I can leave it up. Now when I come back down, so this would be, obviously that's kneeling, my knees are at a 90-degree angle. Here I would be sitting back on my hips like I'd be doing a child's pose, and all you would be doing here is doing it on your forearms. Same, literally exact same thing. Something you can do, and I've done these in classes before, is take elbow to elbow, is what I call it. So you rotate one elbow out and open, and then you rotate it towards your other elbow. So these are really good for your thoracic spine, which is your mid-back, and that area is hard to stretch, and it likes to really get tightened up. So these, especially if you have a job where you're sitting or you're hunched over a lot, that area just gets really achy. So these are good things to do often if you can. All right, so rotating again and down. This is a little bit harder because on your forearms, it's harder to cheat through the motions, and it makes it just, you know, a little bit more, you could call it a little bit more strict. So those two motions, just simply those two things, will do wonders for your back. Something else that I like to do, if I feel comfortable with a back bend, and this is a very mild back bend, but you can take like a pillow and you can tuck it underneath your back. I'm going to show you what that looks like right now. You can take more than one pillow as well, but just for fun, we're just going to do one. And what I do, because this is just a couch pillow, is I roll it. If you have a yoga block, you can actually use a yoga block instead, but I find this way more comfortable. Usually you use a bolster. You could also use a blanket rolled like so. You would put it underneath your back, especially because it's a pillow, it's going to go along my whole spine. You could put a pillow underneath your head or let it hang if it feels comfortable, and I just hang out here. So this is a little bit of a passive, you know, very slight back bend, and you could just hold this, breathing in and out nice and slow. Take it as a relaxation pose. This is also going to, of course, stretch your chest and your shoulders as well. All right, so those two stretching exercises are wonderful. This one's really good, nice and passive. If you have a super stiff back, like let's say you do struggle with something like cat-cow and really getting that nice arch in your back. You don't want it to be too crazy, but a nice arch in your back where you have that flexibility. This can be a good one that you can just do, you know, while you relax at night before you go to bed, you know, and just kind of open up. Because again, if you do sit for a big part of the day, or if you are anywhere where you're hunched over, which we all kind of are because of our phones, anywhere where you can just do the opposite motion. So we're always like this. So if you can open that up, which this passive stretch does, it's really good. All right, guys, that's it for now. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know if you try these and how they feel for you. And if you will, like, subscribe, and share, please. All right, guys, see you next time.